All right, we're here. We're doing something. I just figured out how to do thermal labels for my those things that we need to put on stuff. Goodness gracious, Katie. The barcodes. Because previously I'd been, hi, okay, sorry, hi. If you haven't joined me before, my name is Katie, and this is the Atelier Nikazuki live stream, and it is always creative chaos, which is why I'm just like jumping right into it. Do I apologize? No, actually. Sorry. Sorry for not apologizing. Off to a great start. Anyway, hi. Today is January 15th. We have Creekside Yarn Festival this weekend. And I was kind of like, do you know what would be good? Barcodes. But I had previously been printing them on a laser printer, which is all well and good, except that they tend to kind of like flake off, even from the labels that are like technically laser printer correct. So I had barcoded for a while. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that has to happen before I can barcode a product for a show. So it doesn't happen all the time. Well, not unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. And then between that and the fact that like the barcodes were flaking off, I was like, well, this is kind of useless. But with the thermal label printer that I have for shipping labels, I can now print thermal barcodes. And look at this beauty. It's so good. You cannot see it very well. But anyway, it's a barcode. My phone can read it. I like loaded it up to one of the few large box bags that's actually in stock right now. Yeah, and I can just scan it with my phone. That is actually one of the really nice things about Shopify. So I, of course, found 2 more bags that I'm going to throw into the, oh, damn it. And of course I pulled the zip pull off. Anyway, I found 2 more that we're going to throw in. I think we're just going to kind of take a top portion. We're going to see how it goes, because realistically I have tonight to clip in ribbons. I have tomorrow to like sew ends and do the other thing, which is boxing, and then Friday is our finish day, and I do also have to pack everything into the truck. Dallas is home, but like the truck still needs to be packed, and I'm not staying up late on Friday night to get stuff done. That has been my promise with this show to myself of like, it's okay. Anyway, and anything that doesn't get done is going to stay in the bin right here, and we will just hop straight back into it next Wednesday. Maybe even next Tuesday for a little bit. Dallas is doing bedtime and everything like that tonight, so that's why I'm down here right now, because otherwise, yeah. Kiddos did not fall asleep on the way home from school, but that doesn't mean they're not going to be hyped up and not fall asleep right away. Of course. All right. Well, sneeze denied. Oh, shoot. And we got to trim. Okay. Let's do the frog, because actually we can't do the frog because we don't have a tab cut for it. Okay. I think we're going to end up focusing in on the dark ones up here. I definitely want to get the fans done. Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to end up just not doing the white top stitched ones, and that's fine. Whatever. So we'll work through, I think, a good, like, reasonable goal to get finished in the next couple days, given my lack of and passion right now for this project, for this show, unfortunately. Is probably 30 to 35 bags more for the large box bags, since we are focused in on those. Yeah. Anyway, Creekside Yarn Festival is a one-day show in Airdrie, Alberta. It's at the Town and Country Center, and it's $5 admission. It's open from 10 till 4, and it's their last year. This will be the last event that they will be hosting there. The organizers, who own Polka Dot Creek, will be hosting events at their Cochrane store above like the actual shop. To be confirmed if I ever do an event there, but we'll finish off strong with this last event in Airdrie, because it's like the 8th year or something like that. It's kind of, it was kind of a shock. There was no announcements to vendors. They actually announced it to the public first, which I personally find a very interesting move, just because. But yeah, you know, everyone does stuff a little bit different, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna be a little bit picky here. We're going to trim down just the ones that I know for sure I want to get done. So like that black cat's there with the cosmetics. We definitely want wallpaper cats here. Once I'm done this, we will go in and actually clip. What we're doing tonight is we're clipping in the ribbon pull tabs. Sorry, I just realized I'm going to brighten this up a little bit because it's dark. I'm also going to zoom you in a little bit more because I didn't realize you were quite zoomed in as much as you already were, but realistically this is the focal area for a little bit, and then we're going to go back to the machine. If we get to the machine tonight, then we'll... Brightness? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, if we get to the machine tonight, then I'll re-zoom you out. Actually, I guess if I zoomed you out, you can actually see what I'm doing off the edge of the desk. That would be good too. A little bit. Zoom. Too messy. So I did come down the other night on Monday, yeah, and I actually did focus in on getting some stuff tidied up. Not much. I just kind of started doing an assessment of what needs to be tidied in some ways. I did wind 2 sets of zipper tape, and my God, was it a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna do the rest with Dallas, especially because he's home and he can why it was a pain in the butt is because it was like twirling, and then of course you can't really untwirl it because if you did, or if you tried to, similar to like yarn, basically the zipper roll would just keep zipper unrolling. Anyway, the cord reel, however, brilliant. So this is like a hardware cord reel, like an extension cord reel. Is very tight. So if I will actually next time look for some larger ones. These take up 150 feet total as a max, which I know I'm pushing because it's like even flat, the zipper tape is still 200 meters. So that's like 600 feet. So we've probably used, I don't know, we've maybe used 100 feet off the ones that I already rolled, because I rolled the red and the gray. So the black will actually be less, and so should actually fit onto the reel better. But I've recently solved quite a few of the conundrums that I've had for storage in the studio. I am very pleased. One of them being the zipper tape. Flat zipper, we're not even going to start on the whole difficulty that is storing just flat zippers. It's like, that's a whole other kettle of fish. And whatever. Anyway, so these cord reels worked really good. I still need to get the navy and the black onto them. But yeah, having Dallas home will be integral to my success, because then we can kind of have 2 people doing it. One person like unrolling it and making sure it doesn't get twisted, and the other person actually working the cord reel. And then I'm going to Velcro them to my shelf, and that is where they're going to live. Or, well, we're going to move everything around, so I guess we'll find out where exactly they will be residing after this. The current plan is that I will Velcro them to the shelf and we'll be good. So we'll find out. Anyway, today was errand day. Got the second last run for before Calgary Marathon training in the books. It was a grand total of 3/4 of a mile. I think it was like 1.22K or something like that. Dallas got a 5K in. Marathon training starts on Monday, which is intense and insane. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't even know what my program looks like yet, because it's an app and it's like, your training program will be ready on January 20th. And it's like, okay, cool. I will have to look at it because I'm in what's called Novice 2. Basically, you've run a marathon before and you would like to get faster. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I would like to do. Because based on the times that I posted today on this like easy base run, not an easy run. Those are different things, but base run, I would not meet my goal. So I'm like, However, the goal that I predicted from that pace was also like a half hour longer than what I would have done or what I did in Disney last year. So I don't know. Races are always wild. And here's the thing, even if I fail at the goal, it's like, well, I still trained and ran another marathon as long as I finish. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, all of the good luck charms and superstitions we can fit in. That's the goal. It doesn't like time is awesome. Goal is finish. First and foremost, finish the race without like major injury or like, something stupid. Finish the training session without major injury as well. There's two facets to that one. All that fancy stuff. We like to be very fancy and not injured here, which means I need to get back to the gym. And that needs to like focus 1, endurance training, which is the running. Focus 2 is get to the gym so that I don't injure myself, because that'll be one of the number one ways to not injure myself. As well as like even just from work, because I had that major muscle spasm last year, which was horrendous. Of course, it was after Knit City with all the like sit down, but yeah, it was like clamped on either side of my neck. So I need to strengthen my neck, or like upper body strength for work and lower body strength for running, and both of them for everything. Nothing, not like going up and down the stairs isn't important or anything like that. So anyway, and then we had sukiyaki for dinner, which was super tasty. It's Japanese hot pot, not shabu shabu. I was reading up on it for the difference today. Shabu shabu is like, it's still the swish swish, but it's just water that you're boiling it in. That zipper is not caught, and I didn't see that even when I did the top stitching. Oh, hedgies. Well, into the timeout pile with you, because we do not finish bags that need that much work at this point. Anyway, so sukiyaki is same idea. So you basically do a stew, or soup, I guess would be the best thing. So you boil a bunch of veggies in a pot with a mirin, soy sauce, sugar, and dashi base, and then you like cook all these veggies and everything in there. Some mushrooms, carrots, Napa cabbage, all that. Glass noodles, enoki. It's so tasty. And then if you want, we put tofu, and then you shabu like whatever kind of meat you want to put into it. And so ours tonight was beef, which is good because I've been craving like beef. Been craving steak, but shabu and the sukiyaki actually satisfied that craving quite well. So our eldest really liked it. Our youngest was being contrarian and not enjoying it, except for the tofu. At least they ate something out of it. But yeah, I don't know. Not too, at least with the amount of Japanese food that they eat here, it's like I'm not worried about feeding them when we take them to Japan eventually. So, sorry, I realize that most of this is still happening off screen. I guess I could actually swivel the camera a little bit more. Basically, all I'm doing though is I'm just going in and I am trimming off all of the top stitch threads. I used to do this as the last step, like wrap up everything and then trim all the threads, but I stopped doing that when I realized that it was actually easier to do it at this stage and do the whole like, because then I had to try and yank it out from around a set of closing stitches and stuff like that. Okay, I think these ones that actually need their zipper, oh no, this one doesn't need, okay. The ones that actually need their zipper pull reinstalled, I don't think we'll, yeah, there we go. That'll be one of the time savers, is not having to set up the jig and stuff like that. So anything that's had its zipper pulled off, unless it's the fans bag, well, I guess if the fans bag has had it pulled off, then we'll set up the jig and we'll just put all the zipper pulls on. I think we actually did get away with most of these having their zip pulls on though, so that's good. Yeah, Geisha does. The fish do not. Oh, the fish. Traitor. That one does. That one does. Did the fan? Oh, that fan's lost it. Okay, well that's not going to be a. Oh, we need to actually trim down the thread here as well. There we go. Threads, 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 threads. So I'll have to set up the jig. I will set these aside so that we know which ones we do need to put them back on. Because yeah, actually having the fish would be good. It's a very good print. And Potato Lucky. Oh no, Potato Lucky Cat still has it. Woohoo! Maybe we'll try and get like all the black top stitch bags done. I think that's a good goal. Just like, I know we put all that effort into finishing the ones that got stitched with white, but like I said, I think doing a cutoff of just black, or like I said, that 30 to 35 bags is probably the better option, because that does give me the opportunity to potentially also get them listed and barcoded before Saturday, which would be excellent. And then we will barcode and scan them in for the ones that are like already done later. When is later? I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's one of those like admin tasks that's always hard to motivate myself about. Although probably what I could do is like, that is an indoor playground task when the kids are home. We did actually, so we ended up doing both the zoo and the indoor playground yesterday, because after I like had signed off on Monday, and one of Dallas's friends was like, so I heard that you typically go to the indoor playground when Dallas comes home. And I'm like, yes. Like, if you go tomorrow, can we join? I'm like, sure. Well, I was like, let me chat with Dallas and find out what our plans are first, because I didn't know if we were going to go yesterday or not. And he was like, yeah, I'm down for that. So yeah, we ended up doing like the zoo for a couple hours because we got an annual pass, and they were still valid. They hadn't expired yet. I was quite happy with that, because I was a little bit worried that they had expired. But nope, we were good to go. And we had a couple hours to like kill, because I was met up with someone to sell off one of the porn harness had to go, and so we were supposed to meet up before Christmas, and then I had misplaced the harness, and I was like, damn it. So they'd been very patient. It was finally like, okay, tomorrow will work. I'm so sorry. So, or well, like yesterday would work finally. So we got that sorted. Basically I need to update the harness, because the last one that I had still had a clamp tripod, and it would not fit the phone anymore. And also the new one has just like a MagSafe kind of magnet holder, and I'm like, that is like way more universal for all my future phones as it is. Yeah, so I was like, damn it, because I did figure out a way to keep it more stabilized, and it was very simple. Literally just put a magnet on the back, because it's magnetized. And so you like pop a magnet under your shirt, you pop the harness on top of your shirt, and then the magnet just sticks to you. And so I was like, I got it. And then the actual clamp didn't fit the phone. I was like, damn it. Not a big deal. It's not like it's something that I need right now. Maybe I'll put it on my Christmas list next year, or birthday list. Actually, I'll get birthday money this year, so I'll probably put it towards that. Like, it's not that, yeah. I get more birthday money than that from my in-laws, but that could be a portion of what I put it towards. My birthday money last year is what I put towards my button maker. So, because here's the thing, I could put it towards yarn, But I'm knitting so little right now, and I have so much stash that I'm just like, I should work from stash. And because I've been de-stashing the stuff that I don't want to work with, it's not like I go in, I'm like, hey, I don't want to work with this or this or this. So, there's actually some bigger projects I want to start soon. But they are mostly sweaters. And so, like, for a couple of the fitted sweaters, I want to wait just a little bit, like another few months, because I am losing weight right now. And I'm like, I don't want to start a project. I know, use the yarn, right? But it's like, I want the sweater to fit, because sweaters are such a big time investment, especially when you have like a little knitting time or mojo. I actually think I might be done the sleeve on my eldest. Oh no, it's about 6 inches, and they need to be about 10-ish. Although, actually, I should make their sweater sleeves a little bit short, because I don't like long sleeves, because then they end up dipping in like water and stuff like that. I do not blame them. Anyway, so yeah, that should be a little bit shorter. But anyway, that would only be like, I don't know how long it would be. I should take the measurement from the blouse I made them for shirt thing. I made them for Christmas, actually. It'd probably be the best judge, because they do really like that length, because it's out of the way. We'll find out. Also, I thought that it was crazy hair day today. It was not crazy hair day today, so that's good. It's next week, because we did not have time to do hair dye or anything like that last night. They would have looked very nuts if it had dyed hair and everything like that. But now I will do it next Tuesday. Yeah. Kindergarten application was today, though. We got that done. Yeah, just like, I can't believe that we're going to be starting kindergarten in the fall. It's like, where did the time go? I was messaging a friend, because I was like, we're 98% confirmed for February 2026. I will 100% confirm once we have our flights, basically. Once we've booked flights, we are like locked into our dates and everything like that. But yeah, I sent her a photo of the kids, and she's like, they're so big. And I'm like, I know. And we haven't seen each other now since it'll have been like November 22 in between visits, and she hasn't seen Dallas since his last trip. So if we even saw her last time he went, I can't remember. So yeah, like a whole bunch of things afoot. Always something afoot here, I guess. For good or bad. For better or worse. All that. Yeah, we're going to do all the dark top stitched ones, which is I think it's a pretty even split right now. Actually, I don't know if it is or not. I'm just making that up, but I can tell myself it's a pretty even split. I think it was pretty even. Once you actually, like, when we were clipping the black tabs. So that's good. And we did already pitch one too, because it's like, I do not want to take the time to fix a zipper right now. Only thing about sukiyaki I forgot. It's extremely filling, because the majority of it's veggie. So it's like, yes, roughage. But also, it's like, it is so filling because of that. And then I was like, I actually have almost went into like the food coma. Like, was wrapping up at the table. I'm like, I'm so dozy right now. I'm like, do I even want to go downstairs? I was actually torn. I knew that I needed to come downstairs, and I knew I'd promised that I was going to be downstairs tonight too, and that's fine. But I was like, yeah, sitting at the table, like, I could just like curl up and go for a nap right now. right here at the table. Oh. The best part of the sukiyaki to me is the enoki mushrooms and the glass noodles, like the clear noodles. Those are so good. I think it's mostly because it's like the texture of them is just so good. Oh. Actually, we didn't even finish everything either. We had already cut back on like, so you finish off the sauce soup thing, the sukiyaki sauce soup, with udon noodles, and we actually already cut back on like, we only did a half of what's recommended for the serving size for the udon, and then we didn't even finish all the udon, so I'll take it. Delicious. And then we were talking about what we want to go eat when we're in Japan. Because that's like, I asked Alice if he was like, what do you want to do when you go to Japan? When we go to Japan, I'm like, do you just kind of want to do the highlights tour? Like, any requests sort of thing for the area that we're in. There is a lot to do, but we're going back to like a familiar stomping ground, obviously, especially with the kids, because it's kind of like, okay. And it's already going to be new enough for them, and honestly, seeing it through their eyes is going to make it new enough. Excuse me, and not, like newer for us too, so that's fine. Plus, I don't know, like, yeah, fabric as well. So anyway, yeah, I was like, is there anything like you want to go do that's new or anything like that? He's like, nope. I'm like, okay, cool. I just get like wholesale planning. Blank check for planning, which is always the best. But he was like, but I want these foods. I'm like, yep, that's everything on my list too. So I've got all of those on my list as well. So it's like okonomiyaki, which is the shredded cabbage with batter in between, and then it gets fried on the teppen table in front of you. It's like a specialty of the Osaka area, and there's a chain that we really like called Fugetsu. I think there's another word in that starts with like hisashi or something like that, but I can't remember it. I never can. I just remember the first part, and I remember their like logo because it's kind of a it is the kanji for moon, but it is not read as the kanji for moon, so it always kind of pisses me off. It's like, damn you, how many readings do you have? And then he's like, I also want gyoza. I'm like, yep, Osaka Osho is on the list. And then we both want to go to New Delhi, which is the best curry I've ever fucking had. And it's right across from the university that I was at. And what was the other thing? He had one other one. I think those are the three big ones. And then it was like, and then I added in that I wanted to take him to ramen in Kyoto, because there's like a whole ramen street in the station complex. So, well, attached to the station in the station complex, because Kyoto Station is not just like the trains. I'm gonna have to take more video when I'm there this time, but it's like connected to this massive department store. The massive department store has a whole bunch of like restaurants up on the upper floors. It's connected to this like sky bridge and like a whole bunch of things. I think I do actually have some footage of it from May of 23, and that's the sort of thing I should be going through and compiling. Have I done it? No. Is it going to go bad? Well, if my laptop crashes, yes. But it should. In theory, it shouldn't. So, in practice, we should get those put together and posted to YouTube so that I can free up some of the space on my laptop as well. But anyway, I'm gonna get through these, and then in prep for the Ancient Arts anniversary, we'll finish up any large box bags that are still in the bin here. We're going to finish up the traveler slings, because I think there's only like 6 of them to finish. I know for sure we need to do some more leather branding for the logos. I still need to find out if, like, give my brother-in-law some leather to see if he can, like, just laser engrave them. I love the branding, but if I could, like, outsource to him to do some, like, to do that step for me, that would be amazing. And then I still always have the brand for, like, I have run out and it's 2 a.m. Damn it. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to do it. But yeah, I should be like, I'll find out if he's in town or not, maybe this weekend. Or if he would be able to work on stuff, because it would be nice to have that for the next round of Kato, or the traveler slings that we're working on right now too. It'd also be a little bit more consistent in, like, brand clarity and cut. Actually, there would be less label wastage, which would be nice. So, because I like the look of the branding, but the whole cutting process sometimes takes a lot out. So, and the laser would be oh right, because yeah, what I wanted him to do wasn't necessarily that I wanted to do the round ones. I wanted to do, like, some pillbox ones specifically for the traveler and the mini traveler sling, because then the label could go on the front. That's right. Totally got distracted by the thought of him doing the round ones. But no, it was in fact that I wanted him to do a pillbox style one. So I should find out I think I can just send him an SVG and he can, like, convert it to whatever he needs in his program, for his program. So that'll be a task for next week. Also need to sit down and finish the taxes. I would say I'm 90 to 92% done, receipts at least. And then I got to go through and figure out inventory. That's going to be fun. So, yay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I can see the white ones, which is good. We might throw Melty Cats in, because I think we should have Melty Cats. Damn it, are we just going to go through and, like, prep everything? How long have I been on? 35 minutes. It is currently 9 o'clock. We're not going to prep everything. No, we're not. No crazy talk, Katie. Finish with the dark stitched ones, and then we'll go from there. Oi, oi, oi. Had to tell us about the room swap around, and then he's just completely confused. I'm like, yep, that's fair. He had a really rough week at work, and of course it was like the roughest day was on Monday, and so it's like, so. Okay. Yeah, because one of the goals is I want to get some of the dog prints in as well. There's 2 dogs at least, and then we'll work on the rest of it. It's not just all cats, so that's good. Some success, at least in that factor. Yeah, there are a few, though, that I see on top here that it would be good to get. Oh, there's so many dogs in the white stitching. Damn it. Okay, gotta be picky. Okay, those are all dark stitch. That one is not. That one is not. That one is. These are all the handles that are, like, extra. The ones that were already done. And then we're going to do Melty Cats. Yeah, Melty Cats. And then I'm going to snag the rest of the dog prints. So, black stitched plus a little bit. That's fine. Okay. Granted, I could just like take a few of the dark stitched ones out, but I think we'll be able to finish all. I'm deluding myself into thinking that we'll finish all of these. So I'm kind of just taking the top of the cream of the crop, right? So we should be fine. I don't know how many bags this is. We'll count them afterwards. And as much as I say that, it's like, yeah, we're not going to do any really late nights for this show. That's where we're at. Okay, there's the other one. Excuse me. La 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 la. Okay, and then I'm going to grab popcorn and sushi neko. Yeah, I think that's fair. Popcorn and sushi neko. As best as I can. Just going to do the quick trim, and then we'll properly trim it down here. Okay, popcorn on blue, popcorn on gray. And then I know that there's a couple other cat dog ones in here, but this one definitely needs to happen. All the backs. Okay, there we go. Popcorn on blue, handles right here. All the dog backs. There's Melty Cat's Sushi Neko. Like it was meant to be. And there's popcorn. Oh, Shiba. I'm just like, okay, here's all the dogs that we need. Like literally right here. Sweet. Yeah, Shiba Dango should go as well. Okay. Dogs. Melty Cats. Melty Cats is just so cheery, and we're like heading into those doldrums. I think that's a good decision. Although we should also do these little long-tailed tits, because honestly, that feels like wintertime print. And I know some people do prefer the winters. So, there we go. All right. All the additions we'll do. Okay. Stop, Kate. You gotta stop somewhere, Kate. Sketchbook dogs, and then I think I just need the other popcorn. Blue popcorn. Blue popcorn. Blue popcorn. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Or did I already get... I might have already gotten blue popcorn. Let's find out. Okay. Then... Oh yeah, they're all here. The gang's all here. Success. Alright, pop the handles in to the box, because that's where, oh no, we need Shiba. Shiba, 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 Dango, Shiba, Dango, Shiba, Dango, Shiba, Dango, Shiba, Dango, Shiba, Dango, Shiba, 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 where did you go? Where did you go? I don't see you. Hey, where did you go? Where did you go? What color of zipper did I give you? There you are. Found it. Okay. Navy. I gave it a navy zipper. Okay. So we'll trim these up. And then we will get to the clipping of the pull tabs into the bags themselves. And blah, 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 blah. Sweet. There we go. Okay, so we got the Shiba Dango here. So basically what I just did, I've decided we're doing the black top stitched plus. So we've made the selections of the ones that I'll get the pull tabs into. And then we'll see if we get them done or not, even from this reduced number. Most of the time we do. Sometimes we don't, and that's fine. I would say like a 95% success rate typically. Considering that we finished like 100 small box bags in basically the same amount of time we have left right now, I'm not overly worried. Although I do have I guess I don't actually have the same amount of time left. That's what it is. Similar days left, but not time left. Okay. Oh, and anything that doesn't have its zipper pull, like the strawberries here, we decided that we had to because of the freaking, right, because the fans don't have the zipper pull, and the fish need the zipper pull. Okay, that's right. So we need to go in and actually do some zipper pulls before we start the clipping. Right. Snip. Contact person. Nearly done the Nevernight trilogy, which, oh my goodness, it has been so good so far. Nevernight is an adult trilogy by Jay Kristoff. I first read Jay Kristoff in YA with his dual authorship of the Illuminae files with Amy Kaufman. First read Amy Kaufman when she paired up dual author style with Megan Spooner for These Shattered Dreams, I think was the name of the series trilogy. Really enjoyed that one. Should actually reread or listen to that one. Anyway, so it's almost 60 hours and I'm almost done. I'm like, whew. I like devoured that series. Now, it did help that last week I ended up doing a lot of work with the kids in the room, in which case I'm recording and not live streaming. So there's that. And just in general, it was like I prioritized it because I was like, oh yes, this book. And I needed something like that last week. So there was that. Went to Smutty Book Club last night. We discussed Fourth Wing and Iron Storm. And yeah, I did not know that this series is going to be 5 books. I was very excited when I thought that it was going to be 3. For some reason, I knew on some level it was 5 books. I'm pretty sure I looked it up this summer. Because, of course, the second book ends on this massive fucking cliffhanger. It's like, and then I had to wait. But after I re-listened to it for book club, and I was like, oh, I personally found the first book as good or better the second time around. The second book, I was like, no, this is not. The conflict is so contrived, personally, I think, given everything else that could actually be the focus. So there's that. And then it's just like, the main character is not very likable. Now, I don't know if that is like on purpose or if it's just a byproduct, and then it becomes a question of like, is it also a Mary Sue story or like self-insertion or what? So anyway, very mixed feelings about these books. But the next book will be Onyx Storm, which, okay, I've pre-ordered it from the store, support my local bookstore. Plus I had a gift card from Christmas, so I didn't actually spend any money on it because it came from outside the family even. Like outside our immediate family. So yeah, I'm going to give it one more book and I'll see what happens and see what I think at that point. She better fucking grow up because, good God. My sister-in-law and I were chatting about it at Christmas and she's like, I have to keep reminding myself that these people are actually adults. And I'm like, yes. And then when I finished it again, I was like, do you know what? Honestly, if you remove the sex part, this would be a really good new adult book. Like that high YA age group sort of thing. But yeah, nah, we'll figure it out. I'll find out, I guess. Book does come out in a week. I will pick it up on release date because we will, like, after that point we only have 2 weeks until book club. And basically what I've been doing is that books, especially book club books, are treadmill reading, so I actually motivate myself to get out and walk a bit more. Walking will be reduced though, because it's like with marathon training, it's just like, okay, there's not going to be enough hours in the day, unfortunately, especially if I'm also prioritizing strength training. Anyway, the next book after that though is going to be Quicksilver, and I had picked it up and I was already starting it and already far more engaged with it than I was with Iron Storm. I slogged out so bad in Iron Storm. I think part of it though too is it's like I knew the cliffhanger ending, and so like that a lot of the time doesn't help, right? So although sometimes it's nice to see the like hints along the way, I'm like, eh. Okay, we're almost done clipping the top stitch ends. And then I guess we also need, well, no, we don't need to worry about the handles tonight because they won't go in until we've boxed the edges. So there is that. Friday, Dallas is taking the truck in to get serviced, and then we'll have to sweep out the back from all the fur needles that are still in there. And then load it with all the stock and the display. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I think the other portion of this is that I think I will only be on for another, I think 10:30 it will be my cutoff tonight because I'm tired. Like bone weary sort of tired. Not fatigued, just bone weary. I'm like, I'm ready for bed. Oh yeah, and I gotta get in touch with Caroline tomorrow so that Dallas can pick up some kits. That's right. Email Caroline. Email Caroline. Hey, birds, butts. Long-tailed tits. And we got popcorn. Sushi Neko, melty cat. Yeah, I got a few more here. La 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 la. Sounds like Dallas might already have the kiddos in bed, so that's good. I know that they're going to play his video game for a little bit, so. Bum 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 bum. Sushi Neko, sushi Neko. Actually, Dallas also moved some stuff around, and now it's like he's cleared out like a whole. We had a bunch of art supplies and everything underneath the counter, but he like cleared it out, moved it around today, and it feels way more open on the main floor now. It's like yes, good choice. Did hear him dragging I was upstairs and I heard him dragging the table around. I'm like, what are you doing? But yeah, it puts the cat tree also like closer to our bigger window, and of course as soon as it got moved, the orange Flynn was in there just like glorying in his new location for his cat tree. And then of course that caused a scuffle between him and Dahlia. Oh, he has another vet appointment on Friday. That is the other one because he seems to have another. Well, the lesions have come back. So she did mention that it's very likely, given that we think it's mites, that he would have to be retreated. But I thought she told me every 3 months. No, it's been like 2 months since we gave him the last treatment. 2-ish months. 2.5 months. So maybe it's just because he's a larger cat, or I don't know. Because it definitely did mostly clear up after the last treatment. I think there was like a 99% improvement. And like the last 1% could be attributed to the fact that he was just used to scratching at that point, unfortunately. So, though it is wild to me that he would have them and then Dahlia would not have them, considering that they use like sleep in similar spots and like use the same litter boxes, and like I don't know how he would have gotten them, or how she hasn't gotten them. I think if he did get them, he probably got them at the emergency vet. So, yeah, who knows? These cats. Anyway, he is on quality control inspector duty right now. He's like chilling on the desk, having a snooze. He's like, oh, you're talking about me. I hear you. Let me roll and be even cuter, mum. Okay. Last, like, few cuts here. There we go. All right. So that's all of the bags prepped that we're going to do for sure, or try to, want to. I'm still gonna ditch the strawberries. I do not feel like it. Sewing it feels like a summer print anyway. And again, anything that gets like into the reject pile tonight will get finished in the next week anyway. So sushi neko, fans and the fish all need their zip pulls put on them. I did just see the zipper jig. It was legitimately something that I like saw when I was tidying up. Where did it go? Oh, damn it, Katie. Well, if I don't have it, oh no, if I don't have it, I can do it by hand. It is way easier with the third hand of the zipper jig. There it is. I just saw it flash out from under the shawl that's on the table here. Okay. Pop it on here. Go. Okay, so we're going to do the fans first because top priority. Basically, yeah, what the zipper jig does is it holds the zipper pull while we pop it onto the zipper tape, and that's how we create our zipper. And then I'm able to do these like little custom, hopefully easier to like hold zipper pulls than the traditional very straight, very narrow zipper pull. So it also just has that nice different tactile feel compared to a lot of zippers, which is awesome. Feels upgraded. That's what it does, I think, for me. Oh, no, never mind. This already does have its zip pull on. Awesome. So we'll just leave this one here for sushi neko, and then we're good. Yay. It's just really far down there. It does look like it's not on the bag. Whoops. There we go. Clip and clip and clip. Go. And then sushi neko, sushi neko, sushi neko, sushi neko. And then each of the pull tabs for these is going to have to be cut in half. There we go. Sushi neko's ready to go. Party time. Not really. Now we're on to the next somewhat tedious task, which is getting the pull tabs installed. Good news is that they should all mostly be like all the extras we just added have their chosen color clipped to them, and then these guys are all here from the black ones. One second, I want it to have black pull tabs. I just need my pinking shears. I thought I just saw them too. Oh yeah, they're right back here. Okay. Yay, we're collected now. So this also needs clips. Damn it, where's my clips? They were also just right here. Right, this is part of the tidy up the other day that didn't get I didn't close the loop on. I'm going to throw them into this bin that's up here because it's got some cotton at the bottom, but whatever. Better than having to sort it out from the table again. Boom. I think that actually looks like it could be, yeah, that's totally bookmarks, but we'll deal with that later. And then we'll also pop the patterns in here because realistically that is extremely obvious that there's patterns in there, and we can pull those out when we take it into the cutting studio, because although we're talking about moving stuff around, it's not like it's happened yet. So I guess I should actually figure it out if that's happening. Just chat with Dawson a little bit more about if we can do it this weekend. I might not have mentioned that fact to him. If we don't do it this weekend, we'll get it done fairly soon, hopefully. So, all right, sushi neko. So the first, my rings are all, my hands always get cold down here, and so they're always like, my rings always get loose. I think I might actually, of course, because it's like if you're in a calorie deficit trying to lose weight, you always lose it from the areas that are the weirdest first, right? So like my neck. Like, how did I have fat? Like, and I don't mean double chin. I mean, like, neck column. I'm like, how did I have fat in there to lose? What the hell? Anyway, so that was it. And I think some of the weight is actually coming off my fingers, too, which is also wild because I have been a true, like, size 9 on my left hand for years. Like, years and years and years. Now it could just be that they're cold and so there's not as much fluid in them or something, but who knows? Doesn't matter. Also no. The neck thing is weird though. I'm like, what the hell? How is there fat in there to lose? That one, yeah. All right. Clip down the... We'll just do these individually instead of all at the same time, just because then they're not like... Then they're all even, blah, 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 blah. Nani. So we go in. I line up those lines that we ironed into it when we were ironing for the top stitching. This I eyeball professionally. Gonna grab a handful of these because rather than having to reach into the bin every single time. And then all I do is I go in with the clip and I just clip it onto the zipper. Now we will go in and we will do all of these at once because honestly, chain piecing these all at once is like one of the joys of this process because it's just like zip, 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 done. So good. All right, now this one, because we've left, this is the open portion. I just kind of make sure it's like open and lined up with the actual like marking from the iron. Again, eyeballing professionally where it actually gets put in. And then because this is an open end zipper, or the open end of the zipper, I usually put 2 clips on this end just because it makes it easier to sew over it. Handles just kind of go wherever they're going to go. So they get scattered. Hopefully not too badly. It's how long? So clipping the threads took about an hour for however many bags we actually ended up doing. So we'll see what ends up happening. It's really not a big deal. We will have new large box bags at Creekside Yarn Festival, and that is the important portion. So okay, let's get this. Go. Alright, so then we flip it because it's the interior that gets clipped away from the exterior first. Make sure that those are lined up. Yeah, there we go. Flattened a bit more before we do so. Sometimes it is easier to pin the interior together, so that's all the way. But I hate working with pins, so I avoid them as much as possible, to be honest. Okay, that is the line up right there. Remember, these are not clipped onto the handle because it's pretty obvious which ones are getting black. Well, all of the dark top stitch ones are getting black, I think. And if it's going to have the off-white, it's clipped to its handle. So, like in the case, I think Popcorn might have an off-white handle or off-white tabs. A couple of them do, so. Sorry, that was mumble, 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 grumble, grumble, grumble. La, 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 la. All right, koi. The fish will be ready. Now we're just working against the clock because, yeah, another hour and it's bedtime. So whatever I can get done in the next hour for clipping, that is what will get done for Creekside. This is a special order, so that it will just be going into the special order category. Should find out if she's going to be at Creekside or if we're doing a pick-up, drop-off sort of thing situation. Go. 2 clips. 1, 2. Yeah, so it takes about 4 minutes per bag. It's another hour, so we should be able to get about 15 done. Maybe not my best numbers, but whatever. Like I said, that does give me an actual chance to get some barcodes on stuff, tags on bags before we get to the show, you know. Some important admin work done beforehand might be nice. I did already forewarn Tara because Tara's going to come out to Knit City with me. And I already forewarned her. I'm like, so I know what we're doing. I was like, I've figured out how to do the barcodes again. And so I know what, I guess I know what we're doing the night before Knit City. Yay! Maybe I'll set her to like pulling the drawstrings on the Kato. Yeah, there we go. She can pull drawstrings while we drive. Because I'm driving. And I think she's going to drive out with me and like fly back or something like that. We were discussing that the other day because I was like, okay, I don't know how strict your work is. I don't think it's going to be that strict. But I was like, sometimes the roads can be really fucking shitty at the end of October. So there is that factor. I'm like, you are more than welcome to like drive out with me and then fly back if you want. Because she's like, well, yeah, I actually really like that idea because like that's... Driving out is honestly the most fun part because you're not tired from the show yet. You're like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, all that jazz. So yeah, so that might actually be the best it's not like I need to know like instantly, although I guess we do actually need to start making those decisions pretty rapidly here. I was like, but that might be a good option because then it's like, if it is shitty and I get caught anywhere, like Dallas can work from home. It's not like there is no impact really to us. Outside of I'm not home in time for his shift. But yeah, he's got that flexibility now. He doesn't have, like, it's better to be on site, but it's not imperative that he is on site. Yeah, so we'll see. The roads, I don't foresee the roads being crappy. Also, I'm like a little bit nervous because I actually had to put my application in. I doubt that they're going to turn me down, but I'm like, this is anxiety inducing. It's like, oh, please accept me. Fiona, Amanda. Oh. Can you imagine? All this hype up for Knit City, Vancouver. It's like, oh yeah, we're not accepted. Ooh, it would be devastating, to be honest. Anyway. But yeah, if she drives out with me, then I will give her drawstrings to pull on the Kato. And then we can barcode bags when we get there that night. All that good stuff, right? So. Grab a bottle of wine. Have a tagging party. She's done it before, so she knows what to expect, which is a big thing too. As a vendor or an attendee. Or booth minions. So. Oh my goodness. I am tired. Okay. Not a big deal on the back. We can shuffle it around in the back. Some of these have not maintained their crease very well. I guess this one kind of makes sense because it's a fairly lightweight fabric. What do we have? We have an off-white in this case. Excellent. Right, handles are just going here as I pull them. Now, obviously, I don't think we're going to get through all of the dark stitched bags tonight. In which case, why did I not clip that? I will never understand. Yeah, in which case we'll dig through the handles when we actually go to sew them. Since we don't have any variant in color for these bags, I'm not worried about like having the handles on hand. It was just basically clipping the twill to for the zip pulls, or for the zip tab, the pull tabs onto the handles is just a shorthand way of me being like, all right, here we are. One there. Popcorn. Pretty sure these guys have black. Nope, this one is off-white. Excellent. First step is just making sure. So when I iron them for top stitching, I also fold them. I like re-zip them and I iron line into them because then I can align that with the zipper. When I first started making the box bags, I noticed that like sometimes I had it lined up well and sometimes I didn't. And because of the different sizes of like the fabric or from selvage to selvage, like different widths, sometimes the bags are a little bit wider, just because like, well, there's no point in like cutting off however much the extra selvage is, right? Or like the extra width is typically. So it just gets incorporated into the bag. But that did mean that sometimes the zipper was not even on both sides. That's when I started doing the whole iron it in the middle, and then you've got a nice crease down the middle that is justified to the bag no matter the fabric size. And it's worked really well so far. It's a nice just like shorthand. And I'm doing this because when I started realizing that the zippers weren't centered, I was measuring, and then it was like, okay, so you're going to like measure this exactly, and that was really hard. Or it just was like super time consuming. This is far less time consuming because you already have to throw them underneath an iron before you top stitch them. Yeah, so large box bags, traveler slings, and I'm going to try gyoza bags actually would be a good one for ancient arts, and yeah, large box bags, traveler slings, gyoza bags, and then if I get to it, passport folders. Also need to figure out a good option for mini passport folders, to be honest, because that's something that like not mini, single or two person. Well, the bigger one is nice for the two people as well because there's two like pockets, but a singleton passport holder would be nice. Still have mine from like Majesty and Friends from years ago, but it is like stretched to its limit with 4, especially once you start adding in a pen and stuff like that. So that's part of why I was like, okay, we need an actual like family passport folder now, or else we're hooped. So then I found a good pattern I was satisfied with, although I tweaked it just like I always would, because why would I leave it alone? Mainly I tweaked the front Velcro flap because I was like, this one is far too large and blocks far too much of the Japanese fabric. So, all to our benefit to being able to like actually see the Japanese fabric instead of just staring at a giant twill fold over flap. Now, could I make them from the Japanese fabric? Actually, yeah, I could. That might be a good option in future instead of like a black. But the other thing that I've learned recently with the tote bags is that black, even this little bit of black, will be a nice frame for it. So that's why I'm not like fighting it too hard. Plus then I just don't have, like, I've already redesigned the size of it, but then I don't have to do any full redesign of anything. So all right, we need another handful of clips. Already through that first handful. There we go. Now we'll throw, pretty sure this one's going to be black. Yeah, and then the dog backs is black as well. Yeah, I know. Charge you before going to bed. Don't worry. It's not like I did actually wake up the other day. My phone hadn't charged. I'm like, must not have like connected correctly to the charger or something like that. I'm like, oh, this is weird. It charged very quickly once I actually got on the charger though. It's like, whoa. So that's how that works. Alright. Wonder where we'll get to. A lot of really good prints right on top here, so we're gonna have some good stuff for Airdrie. Oh goodness! Apparently, I should have had my coffee later in the day. Except then I would be up until like 1 a.m. and that is counter to this week. So. Oh yeah, that's why I need Dallas to come with me on Saturday too. Is it's like setup has to be for a 10 by 10 booth is 2 hours. I'm like, holy crap. It's such a fast setup. I forgot about that. So yeah, we definitely, like, if I don't have to be tagging anything that day, that would be good. Save me quite a bit of time. Go. One and two. Katie's brain shut down for me. Just all the radio silence, you know, pretty usual. Right, this one was also black. And then we get the Buddy and Squirrel William Morris knockoff. It's got mushrooms. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out something else that, like, hopefully is as engaging or more engaging than Nevernight, because holy crap, like, I have been sleeping on this one apparently. I heard for years that it was so good, especially if you like Jay Kristoff, who is, like, pretty dark of, like, author. And I'm very worried about how this series ends. As I should be, I think. Yeah, like, terrified how this series ends. But who knows? I am scared. But no one is safe, it feels like. Okay. Dallas, I'll just answer him quick and let him know that I'll be up around 10:30. He's like, I'm going upstairs. I'm like, yeah. I know I said I wasn't going to be too picky, but we're going to do these, which includes one of the Scally Owlies, the bunny, because it sold as soon as I had it last time, the Sheba, the cats with the roses, because high, glorious, the calico on this. We need the other fish, because fish are just good. We should bring the knit pattern, because high, yarn show, vending, queens. The queens need to come. Large cats never sold that fast. It did eventually sell, but Michael, because Michael usually sell pretty quick too. It's just a very obvious, very distinct. This is from Japan print. Sushi restaurant cat, because it's new for us. I know Caroline had it, but we have not had it. Like on hand. The other dog prints, because I said we need to focus in on dog prints. I really like the mimosa, nice and bright. And that's basically the whole pile of black stitched bags as it is. Surprise! Tigers, because hello, fierce starlings, and wallpaper cats. Okay. And now we will go in and clip everything that we've got here. Oh, where's Capybara? Capybara that black top stitched. And I see the handle there. So where did Capybara go? Also see it's trimmed down over here. But we didn't clip a Capybara bag tonight. God. Seriously, like where the hell did it go? Oh yeah, and we'll snag those last 2 small box bags where I'm like, we should finish these because the handles just need to be done. And yeah, we will finish those because it's not like it's going to take much work. And a couple extra small box bags are never a bad thing to have. Okay, this wallpaper cats, I apparently missed trimming the end here, so we'll just get it trimmed. And then mosey on from here. It's like stuck in the zipper pull, of course. There we go. So it's stuck on top too. A little bit, but I just got it out. Woohoo! Okay, trim down the white so that it doesn't like pop out later. There. Okay, so this is the wallpaper cats. You can't unsee the cats in it, but there's cats like right here, and then there's the orange floral interspersed between them. It's pretty subtle, which is nice. Like, I am all for cat bags that like just scream cat, but I also understand that not everyone wants a bag. Like, they want a cat bag, but they don't necessarily want to scream cat. So this is a good in-between option for those of my customer base who do not wish to have a bag that screams cat across the room. I see you. I gotcha. And you're good. Oh, it just got really... I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit because it just got really cold down here. Dolls will probably be like, why? And it's like, because I'm cold. I've got all my vents open wide too. So that'll actually warm up the house. Or warm up the basement. Hi. Hello, how are you? Ow. We apparently need to trim your nails again, huh? It's like, yeah, you want to turn up the heat. Joke's on you. Yeah, we'll try that. That might work. Nope. Yes. Yes, it worked. Sweet. So hopefully the furnace kicks in a minute. We did have the windows open earlier today because A, absolutely spectacular weather. B, absolutely spectacular weather. C, the house was very, very stuffy. It's like, okay, we need to open up some windows because it'll like clear out the whole house. Thank you very much. And it did. It is glorious. Like, where the hell did that go? It's right here. Oh, cat. What were you doing? Are you like rolling around on the back of the chair? When that one is... Oh, it's clipped, but the top, like, fold-up clip didn't hold or something. Yep, come here. Boop. Boop. Tigers. Let's get the tigers done, because hello, like I said, my fierce darlings. These are just like tigers everywhere. The navy background. The tigers have a whole bunch of gold highlighting on them. Just, ugh. I've had this print before on white and black, but the navy just makes them pop in like a whole new way. Plus, I'd run out of the navy and black like who knows how long ago. It is actually one thing to be said for going like every 6 months or so, is it's like if something was super popular, I usually can restock on it. So I think, what was it, like Sushi Neko had been really popular on the navy. I could not find the navy when we were there, but I was able to get like the red and the forest gold, forest green, and the off-white one that we have now. And so like, maybe not exactly the same, but definitely better than absolutely zero sushi neko left. So I was happy with that on some level. I'm really annoyed that now I don't know where the capybara bag is. Was it top stitched and like at the bottom or something? Or like, did we top stitch a capybara bag? I definitely remember top stitching the handle, and I like, it's literally staring me in the face right now. It's right over the edge of the box right here. I'm like, where did it go? Oh, I guess, well, whatever. It doesn't make the cut. It doesn't make the cut. It wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Boom. Boom. These little like yellow floral sprigs. Call them like mimosa bunches. I think the flower is actually called a mimosa. In my head, that's what I call them. It's cotton linen blend, so it's got a nice like a little bit heavier hand to it. It's probably, I think it's an 85-15. Most of them are 85-15, to be honest. There's a very few that are 80-20. Yeah. This is one of the interesting things I find about Japan is I definitely find a lot more cotton linen blends just like in amongst all the fabrics. I have seen them at like Fabricland and stuff here, but definitely not at the same rate as I find them in Japan. Like I buy a lot of cotton linen, or a high percentage, considering the like what I'm able to bring home and stuff like that. So go. So Friday will be a full stream day. Tomorrow will be about the same as today, and that I'll come on tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. I'm not 100% sure. Some point tomorrow though. We will sew all these end seams. That'll be pretty quick. Then we'll box the edges, and then yeah, and then full steam ahead for finishing on Friday. However many we get done. There's a knot in modest stack beside me. Definitely not what I I always set myself up though. It's like totally over ambitious goals. I am still reeling from the fact that we got all 100 small box bags done, or 99 or whatever. All those small box bags done for Knit City. It's like, whew. This is dark top stitch, so it'll be black. It's a very soft interfacing. Is it fused? It is. It's just like the tactility of it here is almost like a brushed like flannel or something like that. It's interesting. That's all. Oh yeah. So our youngest has been asking for like zippered PJs recently. I'm like, okay, that should be fairly easy. They're in 5T clothing, but you know, they get really hot in the fleecy ones, and honestly, I want to the best of my ability, I want to reduce the amount of polyester that we bring into their wardrobes. Simply because, in part, because we're washing it so much, and other factors too, and just plainly, they get too hot in it. So I was like, okay, well, we're looking for the cotton ones. And I went into Carter's because I was like, well, they should have them. I've seen them there before, 100%, and I'm pretty sure I've seen like the little footed sleepers up until like an 8-year-old size at least, and sometimes like 10 to 14, because Carter's goes all the way up to the 14 size. Anyway, they didn't have them. I was like, what? So I did actually ask, because I was like, I see the fleecy ones there, but like I was very specifically I very specifically am looking for the zipper ones, because that's what the request was. And like because she helpfully pointed out that they have a bunch of 2-piece sets, and I'm like, yeah, those are awesome and really good for the summertime, but like wintertime, And I was like, and I want the cotton ones if we can, because the fleece makes the kiddo too hot, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, she did tell me, though, that it was like, we've got them on the website. There's free shipping over a certain dollar amount, of course. And they're going on sale next week. So if you are looking for kids, kids PJs, Carter's is apparently having a sale next week. Now, yes, could I go through and look? Actually, we could go and look at the secondhand store this week then, too. I should have done that. I should have thought of that, because we were literally in there on Saturday. Damn it. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, because we need to be in the area anyway. Although most of the time, it's like the same price as buying new on sale, and it annoys me so much. Because, like, you know, like, it's usually in decent condition. And there is an argument that then you're not, like, buying new things. But it's like, but there's already been a certain amount of wear on it. And if you're going to pay, like, $18 for a sleeper anyway, like, yeah. I have such a hard time with it. And I have a hard time of, like, if they have the sizes or not. Hey, Wendy. We're cat probleming kids' PJs right now. Youngest needs, like, they legitimately need more PJs. I was like looking at their pajama drawer the other day, and I'm like, the hell? You've got like 3 pairs in here, which sounds like enough, but I don't like having to do laundry every 3 days. Ugh. So we're not desperate, but it's like, so I have time to be able to like wait for a sale and things like that. But yeah, I was like, went in to look today because I was like, this place should have PJs, and then they didn't. I was disappointed because I wanted to surprise the kiddo with like new PJs tonight. And I specifically didn't ask for a lot of clothing for Christmas because I noticed after their birthdays that we did not have enough toys. And so this year was like I focused in on toys, which they are highly enjoying. So no regrets. And they still got some clothes too, which was super awesome. But yeah, I was like holding up the 6T and I'm like, I think that's still a little bit too large. But I'm like, how are they already so big? Anyway, I am on for about another half hour, my dear. Basically, we are not going to get everything done that I've got prepped so far. I kind of have my pile culled a little bit. Basically, whatever gets clipped with the tabs tonight gets sewn tomorrow. Sewn and boxed tomorrow, and then finished Friday. So we're still going to get a good chunk there. Like, there's not a small amount done, but I think it's going to be probably about half of what I like have in the pile. But that works well because then next week we can just sit down and finish the rest of them. Then we can sit down and finish the traveler slings, and then gyoza bags. So it's going to be large box traveler sling gyoza bags, and then passport folders are going to be the next one. And then after that, we'll go in and we'll do the clear out or start. I think what we'll do is we'll actually take this now empty large box bag bin, and we'll put in all of the kato that are like ready to come out. I think the only thing that they need really is interfacing. I think that's what we're down to with them. And then that'll be a nice like kick in the stock for kato. And then I think after that we'll go into tote bags and a crap ton of like notions pouches and needle stashers and all of that. Since I focused in so tightly on bookmarks for Heritage Park, in December, and then they didn't really sell. Like, we've got a lot of like small stuff like that still. So we got a lot of small wristlets. We got a lot of like bookmarks. We got, what were the other small things that we focused in on for there? Whatever else it was. We're good. I also did I'm figuring out my like barcodes, which will be helpful. So that's why I'm like not super pressed about or upset about maybe not having as many large box bags as I anticipated, because it'll give me time to actually go in and put them in. T-shirts. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the kiddo specifically was like, I want zipper PJs. I'm like, all right, we can do it. I'm not doing fleecy though, because you get too hot, and I would like to reduce our polyester consumption. I'm so annoyed because so many nice shirts now. It's like that should legitimately be 100% cotton or like a cotton poly blend, and I'm like, why? Polyester makes you so gross. Oh, that clip just broke. And legitimately, they just get too hot in them. So I'm like, that cannot be comfortable to sleep in. I like my like long flannel and like a waffle long sleeve shirt in the winter. Although I've got a really comfy pair of flannel PJs, but they are wearing out. I've done repairs, and they are just continuing. So I think I need to patch a couple places. Actually, I've got flannel. I've got flannel. I can patch them. I've got actually an old flannel shirt that's even close to the same color. Although I was going to patch the flannel shirt. I could do both. I could, because I've got some like knit fabric flannel that I could patch, especially the PJs with. Because who's going to see them? Dallas? Oh no. It's just so comfy. Although it would be a good push to like, I have Disney princess flannel, and I was like, yes. The youngest is feral, but it's like the zip up PJs are one of the requests that I'm like, easy to this is easy to fulfill. I know it's so tough because it's like we've gotten so many hand-me-downs, and I'm like, so it's weighing the factor of, okay, hand-me-downs or polyester, no polyester. I'm going to try and be more conscious of it, because it's just like, I say as I'm like working with bags that totally have a polyester interfacing, but I don't know. Reduce my consumption elsewhere. There we go. That's what we're doing. And plus, it's like the fleecy ones up there. So it's such a weird thing. So it's like they're like, well, it's polyester so that it doesn't like burn if it gets close to a candle, but it's like if it burns, it's just going to melt into your skin, which is way worse than a piece of cotton that's just going to kind of go poof and done. So over here, that's one of the big pushes, I think, for so much polyester in kids sleepwear, because even when you buy flannel now, 100% cotton flannel here, it's like not intended for children's sleepwear. At this point, I'm just ready to say, fuck it. I'll start sewing there. I wonder if I could draft a PJ pattern for the youngest, even for the eldest too. The eldest, though, actually does like the two-piece, like, button-down PJs. It's the ones that they gravitate to the most. Yeah, pretty much. I gotta get over myself. I can do it. Robots would be fucking adorable. They actually did have robot. When we were still in Snap PJs, they had a robot one, and it was adorable. There's a company here that mostly supplies Costco, from what I've seen, and they do cotton, most of the time. At least for the snap ones that we had, they were cotton. And they would do a generalized background of whatever the theme was. So like one was robots, so it was of course all these robots. But then they would put like an applique patch on it, and it was so cute. Our eldest had some like cat ones that was just fucking adorable. So good. I miss those PJs. Do I miss the snaps? Kinda. I found the snaps. Well, I remember reading people being like just raving about having zippers in their like one piece. And I'm like, I preferred the snaps, especially with the second, because they love to wiggle so much that it was like I was always worried about catching them in the zipper. I know, as much as possible. Like I said, I'm being a little bit hypocritical as I'm working with this poly interfacing. Oh well, like I said, best I can. And at least it's not getting worn, so. The worst ones was Dallas got a couple and then he's like, they're so staticky. And I'm like, yeah, because they're actually polyester, not cotton. That's why they're staticky. But it's so hard to find clothes that he actually wears. So, just yeah. The other one that's hard to like get that out of is all the active wear as well, which is actually, so Smartwool started coming out with tanks and stuff like that, and they are so nice because they're so light. And I think if they're not 100% wool, it's like a little bit of nylon in there, and yes, that's still plastic, but the nylon does typically increase the lifespan of the wool. So it's like, I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. And because it's wool, of course, it never actually ends up smelling that bad either, even when you're running in like the July heat. So those I'm a convert to those for sure. To the point where it's like when I have to replace my long sleeve shirts, which will be a while, I'll go in and do that as well. Which I should look. I need to. Yes, there is that too. The best option for the kids is the ones with no feet. They basically just have cuffs on the legs, right? But I think they're on their track, on their high level track. But I don't think there's any big growth spurts coming up because they always get that belly, right? It's like get a little bit chubby and then they grow. I think the eldest is actually getting ready to grow right now, so which is good. They keep getting razzed by the youngest because they're like, yeah, I'm taller. It's like, yeah, but the eldest is always going to be older. It's like, oh my God. The things, I was discussing this with another artist I follow on Instagram, and they got kittens. And I was like, man, the overlap between kittens and children and what you never thought you would say is like a complete circle. Anyway, the youngest they were like, part of why I was a little bit later tonight is we had dinner and then they were getting into complete scuffles after post dinner, and so I rough-hosed in a safe manner with the youngest, and I think that helped. Well, hopefully it helped a lot. I don't know. Dallas finished up the chores and came upstairs. And I came downstairs. So, who knows? I hope it did. They're both asleep already, so. So we ended up going to the zoo and the indoor playground because our pass was still valid, which, yay. Probably could check that online, but meh. I'd have to change my password probably again because I don't remember it. Anyway, and then we also did go to the indoor playground, which was good. And then they fell asleep on the way home, which is like, usually like that 5-minute nap, of course, means that they're up for the next 6 hours. But I thought when I came home from book club, dolls would still be like putting them to bed. But nope, they were both sound asleep. Yeah, that's true too. And it helps make it like, so I'm actually wearing it right now. It's like super thin. I'm not going to take it off to actually check the fabric content. You could look it up online, but we're not going to get that distracted right now. As much as I'm like, I'm not putting in necessarily full effort, I'm like, I'm not going to slack off too much. Look it up and report back later. But yeah, I've liked Smartwool for a really long time. Although they've started adding polyester to their socks. And I'm like, guys. I did actually give Dallas the riot act on that. I'm like, you got to pay attention to their fiber content on their socks from now on, because this is bullshit. Nylon, harder wearing, especially in socks, and how they weave them or the knit fabric is done. But there is no excuse for polyester in socks. That's disgusting, especially wool socks, because you're expecting a wool sock to do what wool does and keep your feet warm. And the polyester ones, besides being thinner, are significantly cooler than like their counterparts. So annoying, because he picked them out because they've got a really pretty like print on them. I'm like, yes. And then I saw the content. I'm like, damn it. Smartwool, get your head out of your ass. Yeah, that's true. It's, I don't know if there's any way to be fair about it. That, yeah, you're taller. She'll be like, you're going to trade back and forth until you're finished growing. This is the baffling, this is the moot point of this argument. So, you're taller. They will always be older. The youngest is going to be taller than the eldest for the majority of their lives. Not that like necessarily that they'll be like, this tracks exactly, but the eldest is like right bang on 50 percentile height, which is insane because both Dallas and I are not. And the youngest is like, I think on the 95th percentile for height. And it's just like, holy crap, kid. They're like in the same size clothing. Although I was noticing that some of the eldest clothing is starting to get like a little bit too short on the belly. And I'm like, okay, you got too much in the drawers right now anyway, because we haven't done a pair down recently. So it's time to do a pair down. Terrible with boots. Yeah. God, the feet growing. Please. We bought a size up on boots because we were lucky last time for winter boots, and we were like, they got 2 seasons out of them because they're pretty expensive boots, and those boots went up. They almost doubled in price. I think they went up like 75%. I was like, oh God. So Costco had a good deal on them. They were like half the price of the ones we got last time. And as far as I know, like, they haven't had any issues. But we also went up a size, like, because then you can put different socks in them and stuff, like the heavier socks. And so hopefully they're good for next year as well. It'd be nice. It's like, please get, like, some different, like, please stay in your gear for another year. I think the eldest will end up needing a new like set. Actually, no, we got them a new snowsuit this year. The youngest might end up needing a new snowsuit next year. Actually, I was looking at the snow pants. I think I got to go in and do a bit of a seam repair on them. Dude, it's like it starts with pregnancy and then it just gets worse when they're born. I can blame, we discussed that, right? I can blame them for at least until they're 18, right? Actually, the big thing I noticed that was a big shift, and that shows me that I might be more recovered than I was previously. Because like I think it's all coming in increments. And I've heard the postpartum can be the most brutal between like, it's like 2 to 7 years, or it can be like super bad. But what I am noticing within the last like 6 months is that physical books and reading physical books no longer makes my brain ache. Like I can actually read them and follow the plot. Now, granted, the one that I attempted to begin reading after the eldest was born, like within a couple months of that time period, I was like very metaphysical. It did not make sense at all. But I think it was also postpartum brain and like first newborn brain versus second newborn brain, I think too. Not that the recovery after the second was much easier, but obviously it's been like almost 4 years. Anyway, yeah, I think the whole like, it seems like my brain is recovering a little bit as I like ramble on about it recovering. But yes, I'm very happy I'm able to read physical books, because I was like, not everything I want to read is good as an audiobook. There's definitely some that have been like shuffled around because I've started the audiobook and I'm like, nope, this is a physical book, not an audiobook read. It's wild. It can be like narrator, it can be the pace, it can just be like, what the fuck is going on? I do not understand. And you can just tell that sometimes it's going to be better with physical books. Mostly it's typically the narrator. It's like, I am having a difficult time understanding what's going on because of the narrator. Not all the time. But that's usually the first, like, nope, that's not going to work sign. Yeah. What was the joke that I saw? 1 kid is 1 kid. 2 kids is 5. And then 3 kids is like 60 million. Plus your house gets hit by a tornado and a hurricane and potentially fire. Kudos, man. Like, oh. And then solo parenting too. Single parenting, it's different. Solo parent. I solo parent. I don't have the financial worries as much. Although I don't know any parent who doesn't have financial worries outside of like the cream. But yeah, 2 was enough. Dallas did originally want 3, and then I was like, nope, I don't want to be pregnant 3 times. And after the second pregnancy, he's like, nope. Actually, we decided that after the first. But even before that, I was decided against it. Like, no, I only ever want 2. The main argument being that most, like, if you do anything, it's built for 4, like 2 parents and 2 children. And then, and what was it, that? And I'm like, I can't have more children than I have hands. I'm like, I have 2 hands, 2 children. That's hard enough some days. Not completely over the edge. Yeah, my reading skills would have never come back with a 3rd. Personally, that would have been, oh my goodness, that would have been devastating. And I would have still had like a 2.5-year-old right now. Probably. Wow, okay. The jokes were all with the nurses that had seen me the year before. I was like, see you next year. And I'm like, no. That's fair. You gotta be, I have DNF'd way more, or yeah, did not finish a lot more books now, because I'm just like, I don't have time for this. Fuck off. I regret the hours that I put into rereading Fourth Wing. Actually, not Fourth Wing, but then the sequel, Iron Storm. I am not regretting the hours it's going to be 60 hours, which also tells you how much work I've done in the last little bit. But, and I guess work and childcare. Anyway, the Nevernight trilogy has been really good by Jake Kristoff. And he's from your part of the world. I cannot remember, though, if he's Australian or New Zealander, and I know that's terrible. And again, something I could look up, but we're not going to get distracted. Actually, maybe we'll get distracted once we hit 10:30. I'll look up those couple of things, and then I'll head out. I'm going to look up where Jake Kristoff lives and what these tanks are made out of. I am going to do 4 more. Okay, we will go a little bit over 10:30 because these last. So there's the owl or bunnies and squirrels William Morris knockoff. There's the Segai Ha cats, Scally owls, and then the black cats amongst cosmetics. And I do want all of those if we can get them done. And considering that they'll be top of pile, we should be able to get them done, or at least they're top of sewing, the sewing pile. So. Yeah, the whole reading thing is a little bit of a rebellion thing though too, because honestly, so I've always been a super avid reader. People used to ask me where I got my accents, and I'm pretty sure that reading gave me, because everyone was like, you've got an accent, and I'm like, no, but it probably was that a little bit. Anyway, and I even heard that up until being an adult as well. Haven't heard it recently, so maybe it's settled out. Yeah, no time. Exactly. Better be good. Which it's like the next book club book is Onyx Storm, which is the 3rd in this 4th Wing trilogy, or whatever number it is in the series. 3 out of 3, 3 out of 5. I heard that there might be 5 books, and it's like, depending on how this one goes, I do not know if I will actually finish the series. But I'm buying it through my local bookstore because that'll support them. It was a Christmas gift card from my niece because she drew me in our gift giving exchange. So I'm like, and it's not like I actually spent any money on it, and I can return it for book credit. So wins all around. Anyway, no, the reading is a little bit of a rebellion because my mom always used to bring up the fact that she read so much before she had us, and then she didn't anymore after having us. And I'm like, thinking about it now, I know exactly what it is. It's like blaming us for victimizing herself and blaming us for her, for her something. I don't even know what it is. Yes, look at it. Adore it. I saw that the Fibre. Yeah. Sorry that it took me a couple days. I was like, we were all over the place the last couple of days. I had it start. I had 2 emails I really had to answer. So that's why I was like, okay, we're going to sit down and we're going to answer these emails today. They are both answered. I am proud to say they're both answered. So fucking ridiculous. Okay. 3 more, and then we're good. Say guy, and it's 10:28, so it'll only be 10 minutes over. That's not bad. And then we'll look up the information, and then I will scuttle off to bed, because I've been tired the whole time I've been down here. And I even went to bed early last night. Well, okay, I went to bed at 10 last night. I wasn't up doom scrolling. Well, just scrolling. Mindlessly scrolling. That's it. It's not doom scrolling. At least it hasn't been the last week. It's just scrolling. It's so bad. Oh yeah, and the paint by number. That's right. Digital paint by number. Okay. Cats. Say guy. Lots of the waves have little paws in them too. It's so adorable. Love this one. This was one of the ones that was in just the fat quarter bins when I was there. So was not able to get any yardages. Nomura Taylor, which is my shop in Kyoto, is posting the black cats amongst the sakura prints. And I'm like, please be there, please be there, please be there when I'm there next year. Like, please, 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 please. I was chatting with a friend tonight and I was like, A, Happy New Year. B, we're like 98% on being there next February. And I will tell you when we have our flights confirmed. I'm like, do you want to go to the Macho Bar? Do you want to know what the Macho Bar is? You go in and it's a bunch of guys that like they're very ripped and they'll do like, I don't know if there's like different packages. It's not a host bar from what my understanding. But basically you get a bit of a show with these very well-muscled gentlemen and then they fuck off and you get to drink your drinks in peace. 100%. Especially if I'm successful finishing Kyoto Marathon, I want to go in with my marathon medal on and be like, ha ha. I am wearing that thing a few places that week. That one in particular, because that's just funny. Actually, I think one of the best ones I've seen recently for like, I just ran a marathon. Right after we did Dopey last year, there was a joke one where it was like, I just ran a marathon. And she's like wearing it. It's like day of. Day of. I just ran a marathon. Can I get like a drink? And then a week later, did you know I just ran a marathon? And they're like, and it just progressively gets longer and longer. It's like, yeah, exactly. We got this one and we got one more. And then, yeah, we'll do the puzzle out questions and then I'll hit scuttle. But yeah, it was like week out. I just ran a marathon. A month out. I just ran a marathon. A year out. Can you give me a glass of water? To go to the Macho Bar? I don't know. I think it's probably got like a minimum cover charge sort of thing. And then it's, I don't know how much the drinks are. I'm going to have to look, but like I've seen videos from it and it looks, I'll see if I can get one onto the YouTube playlist thing. And if I do, I will tell you tomorrow night. Yeah, but it looks, the one that I saw was like, I took my mom to Kyoto and took her to the Macho Bar. Anyway, yeah, with the marathon medal, there'll definitely be a couple places over that trip. Not quite. They don't take their pants off, at least. But there's definitely a lot of muscle on show. And I am not adverse to muscle on show. I did double, and I checked in with Dallas. I'm like, if I were to go do this, how do you feel about this? He's like, yeah, go for it. Especially because if it all lines up, there'll be, like, I'll have other girlfriends there as well, which will be a lot of fun. That felt so weird. Other friends there as well that would probably be down for it. So, and there will be footage if I go. Don't worry. I will not keep this to myself. I will share generously. Oh, it's just so ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah. And if it doesn't happen that trip, it will happen on the one after that, because whatever. It's right down in like the areas where we always are too. So it's super easy to get back and forth to the hotel, like cheap enough on like train and cheap enough on like a taxi, depending on what time we get in and things. So it's like, that's another factor in it, is it's like not like out in the boonies on a bus or something like that. And like an hour taxi ride. It's like 15 minutes on a taxi. I think 40 on the train or something like that. Not 40, 20. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's hell. If it's bad, it's like, given that we'll be in a group, it's walking distance. So, whatever. It'll all be good. It's really quiet in the house. The furnace turned off, and now it's just like, you definitely can hear a pin drop. Excellent. Okay, last one to clip here. So yeah, we got a good amount done. I think there was definitely more in the black top stitch pile than there was in the white. I don't know, maybe a 60% mix, 60-40. And we got probably a good 2/3 of the black ones clipped. I did get some of the white ones clipped that I was super like, I want stuff. Yeah, I know. Training for Kyoto Marathon in 2026 starts on Monday. Pretty much. Why though? Why am I doing this to myself? Ultralight. It is ultralight. Anyway, okay, so the tank tops. That's a terrible color. Oh, cool. It's not even nylon. So it's actually merino wool and Tencel lyocell, which I know like so it must be like a plant fiber. I know the plant fibers are not the most environmentally friendly, but at least I'm not shedding a bunch of microplastics out of this. And then J. Christoph. Australian. Yeah, so he's an Aussie dude. So that's the one that wrote Nevernight, the trilogy, which I'm really enjoying. And then he did recently Empire of the Vampire and Empire of the Damned, which is going to be a trilogy. He's working on the third one right now. High gore factor. Like, these are not sparkly vampires. And then the Illuminae Files, which was a co-author. That's what it is. Not dual author, co-author with Amy Kaufman. So it's Amy Kaufman and Jay Christoph. So there we go. There's the answers. Alrighty. Bedtime. we got a good old pile here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, yeah, and so I said I was going to aim for like 30 to 35. Yes, beer and bling. I was going to aim for 30 to 35. Let's do one more just so I've got 30. Actually, I'll do 31 because one of those is the custom. Okay, shh. I know. It's only 10:37. I always say I'm going to be done and then I'm not. Is this surprising to anyone? No. Plus then we get to add in the wisteria cats. Oh no. The horror of wisteria cats. None of these have kept their creases very well this time. What is going on? Now I know I could do it now. It's just annoying because it's like we put that extra effort in to make sure that it's good. But, well, better now than not. Bling and beer. Yeah, 100% bling and beer. Actually, it's interesting. Calgary has gotten big enough that they're splitting up their race weekend into 2 days, which is going to be actually really nice because I won't run into the 10Kers on the marathon now. And like nothing against it, but there's a like corner that everyone converges on, and so it's going to reduce the traffic on that corner by so much, only having the halves and the marathoners go. So that's going to be nice because the half and the marathon will run on Sunday. Let's hope it's good weather for both days, but let's hope it's really good weather for the marathon day. Not too hot, not too cold. 0 headwind, please, or headwind on the way out and tailwind on the way back. That actually would be the nicer one, I think. No headwind. No headwind, please. But yeah. So, yes, and then the rest of these are ready to go for later. We're still clipping these two. Just fuck it, whatever. Adding 2 more is not going to throw my sleep schedule off that much. And then, yeah, and literally on Wednesday, we can just sit down and, like, start sewing, which is the really nice thing about, like, doing it this way compared to, like, back and forth and back and forth. Okay. Lined up. And that one kept its, like, crease for some reason. Like, what the hell? Why is some and not other? Especially a cotton, because that cat one is like cotton, so there's zero excuse for it not to hold its crease. I do not get it. This is also cotton. Cotton by Kobayashi, made in Japan. Or the Cotton Project by Kobayashi. They do a lot of really good prints, and this is owl, or it's not owls specifically, but it is like various Japanese wild birds, which is kind of fun. Something different. They block the wind. The like, just like slipstream behind someone else. If I find someone else who's going a similar pace, that's 100% what I will do. Although usually I'm by myself, so that's fine too. Okay, last clip. We're ready. Well, okay, whatever. We're at where we're at. We're ready enough. So I will be back on tomorrow night to do the actual sewing. We'll do the end seams. Yeah, but I'm not in competition with anyone. Like if I was running like a 3-hour marathon, they would be concerned. I'm just trying to break 6 hours. They're not worried about me. I'm not out for money or anything like that. Although honestly, looking at the prize money for some of these, it's like, well, no wonder it can actually be a career. The Nagoya Women's Marathon, for their first place, like their winner, I think is $150,000 American. So it's like, well, you can actually make a career out of it, because like that is there's a good paycheck just from one. So, but they're not worried about me. Actually, I was seeing there was some different strategies, because it was like someone was like, can you PR or can you qualify from the Disney races? And it's like, yeah, you can qualify from the Disney races, but most people try and like don't typically, because there's so much entertainment. It's more of an event than it is a race. And there has been some cutbacks that indicate that that's kind of the direction Disney is going as well, which they are starting to maybe cut back a little bit too much. Surprise. Yeah, the woman was talking about like how people strategize to like PB or get like Boston qualifiers of like the whole general, like you want to go downhill overall, or like there's so many factors in it. 'Cause I think in general, Boston's also a downhill course. So, because there's like a whole bunch of questions of like, well, do you count a PR where it's downhill? And it's like, fuck yeah, you do. Because you don't count the, like, why wouldn't you? Because the race where you're running into the headwind half the way, you're not going to be able to PR on most of the time. Anyway, have a good night, Wendy, or afternoon. Holy crap, yeah. Have a good afternoon. And I'll chat with you in like less than 24 hours, hopefully. Bye.